What's going on, Afro Diaspora Podcast family, man? We are back with another sensational episode, man. We're live today, man. Before anything, I just want to say thank you so much for watching the last couple episodes. We received a lot of good and bad feedbacks, but that's okay because that's why we're here. We're here to discuss. We're here to learn, and everybody has entitled for their opinions and their understanding and what they have to say about it. So, but if anybody wants to come say something here, we are very welcoming. We would like to bring everybody here who has anything to talk about. We're very welcoming. You have a seat here for you. So tune in, continue to subscribe to the channel because we're gonna be very, very busy the upcoming weeks. A lot of guests coming up here to talk about their music, to talk about so many things. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. So continue to subscribe to the channel, share with everybody else, let them know about the podcast is going on here, and but we're gonna dive into the hot list of the week, man. So Major, what's going on today? How you doing, man?
BK, what's up, man?
Everything good.
Hey, are you happy today?
I'm super happy, man.
Yeah.
I'm super happy because this week the hot list, I gotta put a number one up there. I had a show in Vancouver. Yes. So,
Are you talking about the Jordan show or the other one?
No, it's a show that it was a painting show. Shout out to Battle of the Brush, man. It was an amazing event. Wow. They organized such a wonderful competition of art. Yeah. Everybody went out there and they did their thing. Yeah. And they had a little halftime performance, so it was solid. The crowd was amazing. So shout out to Battle of the Brush, man, for this amazing opportunity. Thank you so much for everything, man. So that's one on the list, on the hot list of the week, man. Wow. But the other thing also is shout out to my brothers. They just launched a new boot camp campaign
here in Surrey.
Here in Surrey, here in Vancouver. It's called the Chosen Boot Camp. So
beautiful, man.
Yes,
that's some beautiful stuff.
Beautiful stuff, man. It's a team that they just really started right freshly. So shout out to William, Chris, Mel.
Oh, that's with the okay, William. Okay.
With everybody out there. So shout out to them, man. You guys are changing the world, man. Keep doing what you're doing. This is great. I'm very blessed to be part of it, so let's keep pushing the word, man. So that's the second hot list of the week, man. So where's the for us?
Jordan C still there with the album. I feel like we really need to tell people about this album. Yeah, because so many people need to listen to this and kind of experiencing the work that this guy has put in the album. I think that's one of them. Yeah, there's a book that has been published here. I think. Oh my God. I forgot my copy. But the book that we showed last time, I will put the link for the book for our friend. And incredible. Also your song that is coming out, which is already out. There's another one
coming out. You're trying to spoil me, eh? Forever is out now on all platforms. Maybe you guys stream it and check it out. We're working on some nice projects coming behind the scene, man. So can't wait for that. It's going to be amazing. So stay tuned. But it's gonna be amazing, man. So that's that. But continue to stream.
Spot on.
It's coming out. It's my upcoming project.
My favorite song ever.
Is it now?
I think it's
okay.
It's a beautiful song.
Every time you say that, Major, you always make me feel happy.
Too much energy in that song. Sure.
Oh man. Yeah. So I can't wait to share that song, man, because we worked so hard on that, and I'm very excited for that. Shout out to OC. Yeah. Always amazing, doing his thing, man. So shout out to OC for that amazing project, man. Also, your song. We got your song coming up.
My song is coming out, I think, next week. I'm definitely determined to release it next week. Yeah. I wanted to work on a music video before it's released.
Beautiful.
But I feel like I should just let the audio go out first so people can get a test. Yeah. And then we're going to come up with a music video, which is going to be cool.
Let's go.
It's already planned to, like that. We're already planning for the music video.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited. You always hide your things. I haven't heard it yet. You just always hide it behind there, like then you just come up with a surprise.
Of course, that's the deal. It's gotta be a surprise.
It's gotta be a fire, man. Don't wait too long, man. Don't wait till people are waiting. Now you announce it.
Cool.
So that's pretty much what we got on that.
Yeah, I think I would just encourage other people. Either you are a pastor, businessman. Just somebody who wants to talk about society, families, a musician, you are a politician, you are welcome to Afro Diaspora Podcast. I think we are the best in town. I promise you.
100%.
So 100%. You'll be welcome to come here so we can talk about what you carry, We want to talk about your talent, your visions, and everything that you think the public should know about. We don't just limit ourselves to one area. We go viral everywhere. And I'm pretty much sure in the days to come, you guys are going to be surprised with the new stuff that we'll be doing here.
Oh, I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
We have a really good guest coming up in the upcoming weeks. It's going to be
fully booked.
Fully booked, man. It's going to be very educational.
Fully booked.
Just stay tuned. Make sure you tune in every single time.
Yeah.
More people coming through. Continue to subscribe. Continue to share all the clips you have. But without further ado, man, let's dive into it. I guess for tonight. Not yet.
Just before we go there, I just want to remind people that very soon we'll be going live.
Oh.
Why we want to do it live? Because we want to give other people a chance to ask questions directly.
Okay.
So we are trying to put the technical side, make sure everything is working, because I don't like going live and then, there are things that are not working.
Okay.
We start getting like some internet problems and stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
We want to get it like properly done. True. Everything will be there. So we're working on that.
True that.
Let's go.
Oh, man. See, I didn't even know about that. You just surprised me with that.
We'll
I knew it was
live,
coming,
bro.
but
we'll go live soon.
I didn't know when it's going to be coming.
Everything is already there.
Listen, Alfred the Expo Podcast family, man. Look, we're here with our guest for tonight, CHANZY. What's up, man? Let's get into Chan, man. Say hi to the people, bro. It's good to have you here.
What's going on, y'all?
You got the energy, eh?
Yeah.
Let's go, Chan.
What about you guys?
Wow.
It's good. Make sure you all just remember to always stay on the mic.
Oh.
Because people want to hear what Chan has to say for today, man. I know you have a lot of stuff you got to be talking about for today.
Right.
So let's dive into it, man. Introduce yourself. What do you do for a living? So we can get to know you a little bit on the people. And don't forget your audience over there too. Make sure you dive into them and tell them exactly who is Chan all about.
Yeah. Hi, I'm CHANZY, which also known as CHANZY Beats.
Okay.
And I'm a Korean Canadian producer who mainly focus on lo-fi musics, but I do other genres time to time.
Nice. Beautiful.
Wow.
Can
like
you repeat that again? CHANZY?
CHANZY Beats.
CHANZY Beats.
How'd you come up with that? I'm very curious to know how you came up with that name.
Well,
Sounds really good.
Well, I might come up with different names in the future, but for now, I came up with the idea is like Chan plus crazy. So that's how it came up.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Did you know that?
No, I never knew about that.
CHANZY.
CHANZY Beats.
Beats.
Simple, yeah.
So how do you spell CHANZY Beats if somebody wants to look you up?
That's just sick though.
It's simple. Like Chan
Yeah.
ZY.
Oh, so you're talking about Chan like C for Charlie, H for hotel, A for alpha, and then N for November.
Yeah.
And then Z like a zebra, and then Y like yellow. Wow. And then just put a beats.
Yeah.
Cool,
That's
man.
amazing. That's really good. And you mentioned you were a producer as well. This is the first time music producer that this is the first time hearing this. Good to meet you, by the way, man. Because every description that we've had about you is type of music that it changes lives. Like you said, you like to make music that help people focus more
on studying.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's amazing. That's the first I've actually come across with that.
Yeah.
How did you start with that idea of making that music? Was you always into that kind of category of making music like that?
Well, let's put it this way. Back when I was studying art or drawing during my year at Capilano University, 2D animation and visual development, and me and my bunch of my students were actually listening to like video game songs, and most of them are listening to a lo-fi music that really helps them to focus on studying, and that kind of inspired me to like produce music.
That's amazing.
Whenever I have a time. But
that's amazing.
But because I thought I needed a lot of fancy equipment, like like mixer or giant computer and whatever stuff I need to get in order to have like efficient music, but sooner or after, and I realized that I didn't need to start with the really fancy equipment to get a great quality of music, and all I needed is just a computer or audio interface and headphones, MIDI keyboard, which is optional by the way, and microphone if you wanna record your own vocals and to collaborate with the singer friends.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Wow.
And to be honest, what I should have really known earlier, back when I was like early 20s, is that if I really know that if I needed just a minimal amount of equipment to start music, like I would have started earlier. But
that's the only thing, you know. Sometimes we regret not studying earlier as we should have, you know, because once you get into it, you start loving it so much. Now you start thinking, man, why was I not doing this before? You know, you start realizing, but it's a good thing that you got started. That's honestly one amazing thing. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure all your work, your project will obviously impact a lot of people, you know, in terms of helping them focus, in terms of helping them studying, and just relaxing as well, right? So I was very curious to think about how. What goes through the process when you're making that beat? That do you think about being in a calm situation? How do you come about the idea of just diving into it?
Well, like I said, whenever I work on art project or study, I usually listen to like video game music or whatever music is out there.
Yeah, so just relate to that.
And mainly, I get the idea or inspiration from when I was listening to a video game music like Super Mario, The Legend of Zelda, or Maple Story, or Minecraft, for example. So whenever I keep listening to it, for some reasons, like it just naturally comes out when I figure out which chord progression is made of. In fact, I can just play the similar chords that was used in the video game music and
recreate it.
And that kind of helps me to recreate with, like
that's beautiful
melodies. Like whenever I know which chord tone I should play in the same chords that was used in the video game music.
That's really cool, Major. Isn't it?
It is really cool.
Do you play any instruments? Do you physically play any instruments? I'm curious.
I do. When I was grade 1, when I was growing up in Korea, my mom put my piano tutor.
Okay.
And well, she was pretty strict, but she taught me a lot about like what should I need to know about like scales, notes, and how to read the music and and a lot of skills and some music theory a little.
How was that process for you? Learning about, you know, from the beginning, like you say, your mom was very strict.
Well, not my mom, but my piano tutor was.
Oh, your piano teacher was more strict. Oh, okay.
Well, are you aware of the idea that most of the Asian parents are known as Asian tiger parents?
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that one.
That's interesting.
Well,
what is the definition of that?
Asian tiger parents, it means the parents who expects their children to have a very successful life. And they want them to do well in school, straight A's in a row.
Wow.
You know, it's actually now that you put it out there, I actually used to have a friend back in high school, and he would tell me a very similar story, how most of the parents, especially the straight A's, you know, in school, they have to have that. And I feel like I don't know about you and what you think about it, it puts a lot of pressure on the child as well, in a way, and to the point where most of them were becoming more stressful. It was so stressed. Like I remember he was just pouring out, you know, to me how tough it is and how he has to keep up, because if he doesn't, now he's letting his family down or his parents. So
that's just not in Korea. Like in China, some parents in USA also has that same pressure.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, though.
It is. It is.
That's a good thing for It's like you're programming the mind of a kid, to become successful. But I wanna go back to the equipment that you use, because
Right.
since that took you a bit of time to understand, I know there's a lot of newcomers who are into the same situation. Right now, they don't know where to start from. Some people love music, but they don't know where to start from. I want to know, can you name kind of like the instrument, the equipment that you're using, so that somebody can know, okay, if I have this, I have this, I have this, I should be able to open a studio. And then we move from there. Do you have their names, like, if you have a microphone, you have you spoke about an interface,
Right.
like what do you have in your studio right now? Like, if you can name them, what makes you help you to make music?
Well, to get to the beginning,
Yeah.
I simply just started the music production on my own, just simply pulling out the GarageBand app on my phone or iPad. So like GarageBand app has like a lot of things of like virtual instrument itself. Like,
Wow.
and that was so amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I felt before that I felt I needed a lot of fancy equipment to start with, but it's not.
Good.
And even without like fancy equipment, and as long as you have like a computer or phone, that's okay. And
Wow.
I suggest you should use like a GarageBand app so that you can learn some basics of like music production or whatever music theory that you need to know of, or the scales, BPM, whatever it is. Yeah,
And
go with the flow with it.
how often do you think they should create music so that they can build the confidence?
That's
Because there's you wanting to do it, and there is also the process of doing it, which can discourage you, right?
Yeah.
Once you know, like, oh wow, this is really tough. But now, over the course of it, I feel like maybe you can build confidence. So I want to know how many beats or maybe songs you should write in a day or in a week to build that confidence to get where you are right now.
Well, I hope I can stay to my time routine or time commitment, but I would say, like, as wise men always say, like, I think you should like try to come up with many ideas of music arrangements.
There you go. That's a good one.
I think which you should do like every day, but
Wow.
I think you should post beats like I don't know, like two songs in a week, or it could be
that's
like
posting, right?
yeah, it
Wow.
could be like 2 songs in a week, or it could be every 2 weeks, or it could be monthly. Whatever routine that you want to go for. Well, that depends on your schedule.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
well, whenever I have a spare time, like I'll try to have more time to like arrange some songs. Like even if I can't mix all of them, but well, don't feel pressure. You have to like make all of them into the final version. Like you can make some like many arrangements as much as you like every day, but just don't be afraid to don't be afraid to mess up or making mistakes. Well, it is something I should work on, but for the posting ideas or mixing and mastering, I think you should go for like it could be like weekly or bi-weekly or monthly or whatever it is. That's really up to you.
Beautiful, man.
Man, that's really good.
I think I love that.
Yeah, of course. And you also, when I was chatting with you earlier, you mentioned you have a talent of drawing as well. Yes. How long have you been drawing for?
Well, again, back when I was in Korea, I learned how to draw by myself at same time when I was learning music. So
Wow.
I kind of did both art and music at the same time when I was growing up in Korea. And
that's a crazy talent. Like to keep, because you know, drawing is something very, very different.
yes.
And then music is something also very, very different. But I feel like they all have the same dynamic in a way of how you have to
Yeah.
approach them. So how was that process of dealing with both at the same time?
Well, when it comes to art and music, even though what they do is different, like
Right.
they're one, because if you put it in the one category, it's creative.
Right.
And I started to draw when I was reading some like comic book, and whenever I was playing some PC games with some peers in Korea, and bunch of animated movies.
That's incredible.
Ah, beautiful. I want to take you back to the studio thing
zoned
because I
out.
feel like you're also a very interesting person when it comes to studio. Do you call your studio a project studio or it's a home studio? Is it a home studio
At
that
my
you
home?
have? Is it your studio, the studio that you have? Is it in your house or you renting somewhere like a,
It's a home studio.
it's a home studio? Is it in the basement or?
Well, it used to be in the basement, but right now I'm mostly producing on my room upstairs because
Nice.
Wow.
basements got cold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's hard to work when it's a little
Well,
freezing there,
it
right?
is wide, but it got cold,
It got called. Okay.
and
that's
unfortunately, I haven't set any like acoustic treatments like
Yeah.
with the studio monitor.
Yeah.
Well, that should be no problem. But when I have to come up with the acoustic treatment ideas, maybe you guys should think about some budgets.
Yeah.
That depends on your room size.
Cool, man. Wow. Before you go, I know BK is preparing some stuff
Yeah, I
over there.
wanted to get some, but
I want to know how do you deal with the noise? You have parents, family in the room, because I feel like these are the things that so many people go through, right? You can create that studio in your house, but when you start banging those keys every day, and if maybe are you using headphones or you just have some monitors in there, and even if you have monitors, how do you deal with the noise that can spill into other rooms and other people who are doing other things? How do you deal with these things? Do they have to live with that?
Well, that's a good question, actually, and which is why many people are debating over like headphones and the studio monitors.
Beautiful.
And when I have to deal with the noise, especially when my parents are talking or my family's talking, I generally use studio headphones whenever I'm producing.
Okay.
And not just that, it could be also useful to like hear the details in the stereo or mono whenever I'm mixing every tracks.
Beautiful. Can you give us a secret of the headphones that you use? Can you give that to
The
people
brand?
as a tip? Yeah, the brand. If somebody wanna own the same headphones as yours, which one do you use?
Currently, I'm using the Audio Technica M40X,
Beautiful.
and there are also great brands like Sennheiser, or what was the one called? What was the other one called?
You mean the KRKs?
maybe you're the master of this one.
Wait, isn't that like studio monitors?
No, there are also studio headphones for
Oh,
They produce monitors as well as headphones.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I suggest you should look for the Google. I suggest you should Google whatever headphones are you looking for, and that's how I started to like get it.
Yeah. I think they should go with whatever you're already using because you have experience with it, so you love it. People should love it too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have you ever, when you started learning piano, did you happen to be in any group that plays anywhere, or where did you take it from when you started learning? Did you just carry it with it straight to the producing your own song, or were you in a different group that helped you play with it as well?
Well, actually, when I was in grade 1, some people at my elementary school asked me to perform like Jesus Loves Me, This I Know on the stage in Korea.
Yeah.
Well, at that time, like I didn't have much knowledge of like how the chords work and how the
grade
note
one.
works.
I'm sorry. Would you say grade one?
Yes.
Wow. So you were very young, performing in front of those people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after a few years later, when I moved to Canada, my mom brought many different like piano tutors, like jazz and classical music, and at that time, like I didn't feel as much as fun now, but for some reasons, like my fingers just got naturally, and that also enhanced me to have like, like relevant pitch. Like, have you heard of that vocabulary term?
No.
It's like,
what is it again?
Relevant pitch.
Relevant pitch. No, I haven't.
It means like if some note is played, like you exactly know what note is played, and it allows you to play the songs without looking into the music sheet.
Oh, and so I know some people, obviously, most musicians, vocal singers, also have the way they can tell the notes. I guess that's what you're trying to refer to. Did you also learn that through the tutor, or did it just like naturally come to you?
Well, after a few music lessons from tutors, it just came out naturally.
So they didn't teach you that, because some people need that. Some people need to learn that, because they can't just develop it easily, right? That's really beautiful. And how many drawings have you been doing ever since? Is it something you continue doing till today?
Job interviews?
No, the drawing that you mentioned. Yeah, is it something you've developed now even better and keep on carrying that?
Well, compared to the time where I graduated from Capellan University, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's nice. Did you take any drawing courses, Capilano? Any art or just music? Beautiful.
It was a full-time, but it's like 2 years diploma.
Okay. And then you finished there from it. You done everything from there, and then you just study your music.
Well, not exactly, but even after I graduated from Capellan University, I kind of furthered the study of like coloring or
interesting,
like perspective and dynamic force. And I used to go for like animation industry jobs, and I studied as much as I can. Well, it was not easy, and the admission out there was pretty much competitive.
I can imagine.
And when you start to work in an animation industry, like you'll have to deal with like work under a lot of pressure.
I bet.
And you also have to come with the deadlines. Like background designs or character designs or animating or character rigging, whatever it is, or not to mention the storyboarding. Well,
that's very interesting, because I've always been curious of how because like when I was back in high school, we used to have projects when we would try to create a lot of animes or cartoons, whichever that comes in mind.
Oh, you mean like Japanese cartoon?
Yeah, but I was always, obviously, I wanted to create my own character that can be able to play and have a lot of scenes everywhere, but I was having such a hard time on just creating that one character, so, but I'm very curious of like, how much work does it goes in order to become, a physical,
physically, like,
looking like an anime, just moving around, like.
So if you want to animate the characters in the scenes, I would suggest you should get like Adobe Animate, which was also known as Adobe Flash, or some of them are animating through like Toon Boom Harmony, where I used both software when I was in university, but if I'm not animating right now, but mostly like illustrating characters or backgrounds, whatever. But
do you know how to animate?
Oh, of course he knows.
Okay, but because I got a project for you, if you because my goal is to always have sometimes you release a song, and you want to have a visualizer.
You have visualizer.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people, those Afrobeat musicians, they have the background was just like a visualizer of anime, just walking, doing some funny scenes. I've always been curious. I wanted to make that, but obviously I don't have the knowledge for that, so I wanted to ask you about that.
Well, I mean, I could. Like, there are tons of like animating tutorials out there on YouTube.
Yeah.
And, well, so if anyone who wants to like animate out here, like for the budget friendly, I would go for like Adobe Flash or Adobe Animate if you're like mainly a Adobe user, or if you want like advanced, or if you have like a quite exact amount of money, I would go for like Toon Boom Harmony. Those are also like professional.
Wow,
beautiful.
Man. You have a lot of talent, I might say. Which one do you see yourself focusing more on as you? Is it music? Is it drawing, animation? Which one do you put your? It's obviously okay to put your mind into everything, because once you have so many different things, you can create a lot of crazy stuff with. But right now, which one are you focusing more currently, as we speak?
Well, that's pretty a hard question, because I mean, that depends on my like job availability, or
that's true.
That depends on my freelance situation, if you know what I mean.
That's true. Yeah.
So currently I've been assigned to like illustrate in like current version of. Have anyone read The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by Wolf?
Comment down below, please. We want to know that.
That's a comment for sure.
Yeah, that's a comment. You'll find out soon if people have read that. But yeah, what about that?
So this commission was requested by my dad's acquaintances. I know it sounds complex, so he wants me to like draw in my own style, like after he got a copy license from the original author. And well, it's actually gonna be a pretty long project, because even after I finalize it, there's a lot of things to edit. Just like we need to edit the mix and the mastering in the music production.
Correct. Wow.
So I'm in like a long project of art. Well, I'm not really sure if it's gonna take off my career, but I'm hoping that I would get like a 10% of commission profit. That would be awesome. But I mean, but right now I'm having a more fun taste with like a music productions, which means that I'm tending to like focusing on music. But when it comes to getting a job as like a mixing or mastering engineer or producer as a job, well, that might be harder as getting an animation industry. So,
I mean, but if you keep working hard on, because you sound like you're very motivated, obviously, and you're very inspired to make a lot of this kind of beats and sounds. So there's always opportunities,
right,
in the movies, like say in anime shows, they can use your song. So you never know. I would say you have to keep working hard for it.
Yeah. So in general, like sometimes there are some times that I have to like focus on like both areas, and so for art, I'm just going as like a freelance artist, which means I'm selling some greeting cards or t-shirts designs on my pop-up market monthly, specifically on like holidays.
Beautiful.
And if you're interested, like come visit me at like pop-up market sometimes to get some cards for the loved ones.
Of course.
So I'm not going for animation industry for now, because like I had to push a lot of pressure on myself on like industry.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good that you have that in your back pocket, because if you work so hard on something like this, there's always gonna be a time where opportunity will come. You have to always be ready for it. You know, you were saying, Major. So I cut you off a little bit.
I love Chan. Chan is it's a really focused guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, his level of focus is really up here.
Up there, yeah.
Well, sometimes I get distracted.
Yeah, you see, sometimes so many people get distracted and get focused sometimes, right?
Yeah.
They just live in distraction and they focus sometimes.
Yeah.
You live in focus and you get distracted sometimes. That's contrary.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask you some few questions. How do you think? What's the connection between your art, like a drawing? Do you think you are able to connect the dots right now? Are they helping each other? Like your musical talent and your drawing and designing, are these things coming together to help you as an artist in general?
Well, actually, that's a good question. Like, I was gonna tell you about that.
Cool.
Let's illustrate or put it this way.
Let's go for it.
So, imagine that inside, like, can anyone ready to take a look at my inside my brain?
That's what we want to look into, man. We here, man. I'm ready for that.
Okay, so imagine that my brain has a lot of cities or towns, right?
Wow. Can I close my eyes to see that?
No, it's
Okay,
you don't have to.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, let's imagine that. Yeah.
so imagine my brain as a universe or whatever city that you want to imaginate on, but
Right.
so so primarily I'm an artist guy, but I'm also like I also have fun taste on like music, and I used to think that like because art is my talent, so I'm China's main talent, and on the other side, no, it's music. I'm also a part of Chan's talent. Like I used to think that they like collide each other. Like like imagine yourself that like they're preparing for warfare. Like you know how it's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but right now, like whenever I play some like music, for some reasons, like it kind of helps me to motivate on like giving some new art ideas actually. I know it's kind of like a funny thing. So for example, when Major assigned me to look for the contact number of the Lo-Fi Girl company, and for some reasons I found the job posting that they're looking for like 2D illustrators. Isn't it a funny thing?
It is.
It got me laughing. That's a funny
So
one.
basically, I start to think that like sometimes making my own music or playing
That got me laughing actually. The way you said it is too funny. You actually got me laughing.
oh
Yeah.
okay.
Carry on. Sorry about that. You just sometimes like
It's
wow.
okay. So what I was saying, whatever video game music I'm playing or whatever I'm making my own music,
Yeah.
well, it kind of gives me a motivation for a new art, specifically like backgrounds or art. So technically saying, music can be my synergy motivating generator to the art ideas.
So you kind of get to connect the dots right now, right? So when you're making music, you're already thinking about the background pictures and stuff like that, like the arts. That's what you're saying, the designing.
Well, maybe it is God who wired us that way.
Cool, yeah. Wow.
And I know that God created us in unique ways.
Wow.
And I really want to give takeaway from this from my life. And I know that there are a lot of you out there like who wants to be fit in, like let's say example, like if you want to like fit in a bunch of like social groups, like so for example, like you're like imagine that you're like artist, but you want to be in a fit in the group of like people who are at the church, but you felt like you want to change your gift or talents that God gave you so that you can be fit in with the church groups, which is a similar experience that I had. But and I know that I know that some of you are going through a lot of jealousy or comparison, and that's okay. And we've all been there, guys. Instead, why don't you guys? Instead, I want you to encourage you that pray to God that how can you steward or use gift or to talents to glorify God and to use this to love and serve others rather than for tools to get money or get a hot girl or or get a good job. And this is my takeaway from my main Bible verse, Galatians chapter 5 verse 13. It said, "Do not use the freedom for the worldly gains. Rather, use this to love and serve God and the others." And
sure.
And Jesus also said the similar thing, like, do not use like why do you look for the bread that perishes? And like when it comes to like music, like I know many of us wanting to go to like a music industry or whatever music label they want to be get in, hoping that they would be famous and get rich or get some good houses, get some luxurious houses, get some hot girl once again. Well, I thought this was my only destiny. Like whenever I'm pursuing on my career or get paid from my music, but what not all musician has to be. Well, in my case, like you could simply get paid with like BeatStars or Fiverr or whatever Spotify live stream that they're using. Well, I'm pretty sure like you guys have like great ideas, but even if you cannot make much money from like music productions, don't get discouraged.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't get discouraged.
Yep.
And even if you don't get paid, like just pray to God so that you can have wisdom how to use music efficiently to glorify Him. And like sometimes like you just gotta find a balance. So
Wow.
Chad, I just gotta say, man, you just put everybody in a preaching mode, man. You went straight up in the preaching mode, man.
The spiritual lion just came out.
It just
right?
came right on you. Like you couldn't avoid it. You know, it just came right on you. I appreciate that about you, man.
Wow.
I appreciate that. I wanted to ask you, Chan, about when you came to Canada, how was that experience for you? I feel like a lot of people, obviously coming from outside of the country in Canada, it's always a hard battle to get where we are right now. I wanted to ask you about that situation and that how was it for you coming here? How did you find it?
So when I first came to Canada when I was like 11 years old, so I was not really good at English, to be honest.
See, that's there. It gets challenging when you don't speak the English.
And to contrary to Canada, my home country Korea was like most people out there, like they're mostly like quiet and they're not really like outgoing as much as like or Canadians or Americans.
Really?
Well, I mean, some of the Koreans are extroverted, like I do, but when I came to Canada, like most of them are pretty like open-minded, and well, I did have some like bullies out there, but I would say mostly like Canadians are nice. And besides, what I like about Canada is that like they're pretty like multicultural.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Wow.
But growing up when I was in Canada, I find it so easy to compare myself to figure out the ways how do I fit in or what should I do to get myself likable or pleasing the friends that I want to be fit in. And
wow, man, that's beautiful.
and like I said, like we've all been there. We've all been through a jealousy.
Yeah.
And I encourage that if your so-called friends, or if the people you want to be fit in are generally like you, just because you have like a talented gift or whatever money that you have, like don't follow them. You just gotta find some friend or like girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, that loves you for who you are.
That's for sure.
And this is the general advice that I've been learned every time I watch the short films like Darman and Vid Chronicles. So this is the life advice that I've been learning all day.
Wow, beautiful. Wow, Chan,
Incredible,
man. You know, I'm so happy that you came to the show. I'm really happy, and I feel like you have a lot to share. You know, even though we won't have much time, but you have a lot. Can you tell us a bit about what is Sokan for you? Are you registered with Sokan, and then what is Sokan? You know, can you give some people some of those experience too about Sokan?
Well, I'm actually a beginner, so SOCAN is a nonprofit organization or government organization that helps you to collect a royalty for you whenever some business or nonprofit organization that wants to use the music for their promotion. And when you register the song, the SOCAN will ask the business organization that who's this music, and they will not let them to use the music as if their own without my permission. And as a beginner of the SOCAN, well, I'm not sure how the registering the song works, but hopefully Major will teach me more about it.
That's beautiful. So in general, you mean to you, it's SOCAN is that it helps you to collect royalties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they protect your music wherever you cannot reach, right?
Yeah, the copyright.
Yeah, and then it's governmental, right? Which is kind of like beautiful. It's more secured.
Yeah.
So it's not like some of the scam thing that you might find out there, trying to help you and then they scam you, in the end.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful, man. I like when you spoke about church. Can you tell us what is the contribution that you're doing in church right now, like as a musician? Are you offering music, production or anything in church, or what is it?
Not really,
what's your
actually.
plan? Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
But it's just simply like playing the chords or pad on the keyboard.
Oh, so you're
That's
working
it.
as a keyboardist in church, like a second keyboardist.
Yeah,
right?
just like you do in like a prayer.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful, man. That's really beautiful. And then, for how long have you known Afro Diaspora, like this space? Because I'm glad you brought that into what you were saying about how you met Major and everything. Are you ready to share that, like your experience with that and stuff like that?
About Afro Diaspora Media?
Yes, and then what are you coming here for? How did you know this place and everything?
So I met OC at the Village Young Adults when I was visiting. And when I added him, I just found out that he's a music producer, which caught my sight. And when I asked him when is his availability, so he taught me some of the Logic Pros and GarageBand arrangements.
That's cool.
And sometimes later, when he's available out of time, so he introduced his old mentor named Major, and that's how I got connected into him. And are you still teaching OC now, Major?
Not really.
So
Not really.
so OC's formal mentor is
He's teaching.
he's my teacher now.
He's teaching others now.
So that's how I got
Shout out
connected
to OC, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to OC.
Yeah.
So that's how I got connected into Afro Diaspora Media.
Beautiful.
Cool, man. That's so cool.
Wow, that's really amazing, man. I'm gonna give you a last word, Major, because I know you were fueling a lot of questions on Chan here. I feel like you really, because I know you work with Chan for quite a bit. Right?
Yeah.
And
Chan is as I said earlier, is really this kind of student because he's my student too, even though he's hiding it to people.
yeah.
Chan has been my student for a few months now. Like it's almost a year right now.
It is a year.
It is a year now, eh? That we've been going through those Logic Pro you talk about and sound and everything.
Time flies so by.
It does fly for sure. It does fly for sure. What I wanted you to share to people is your level of commitment.
Right.
You know,
Oh, that's nice.
since I've known Chan will never miss a class.
Wow.
Like sometimes I'll feel pressured. Like, I gotta be there because this person is
Pressured?
gonna be there. Like I mean internal, internal pressure by being here on time because Chan is gonna be there on time. So can you share with the people how do you get to that level, and then how do you think it can help somebody to learn more? If you are really committed to what you're doing, that discipline. Where did you get that discipline from?
Good question.
Can you ask the question like in a simple form?
Yeah, I've known you for more than a year now.
Yes.
And I've realized that you are really committed.
Right.
You always show up on a class. You never miss a class. Sometimes I'm the one who sometimes will call Chan and say, "Hey Chan, can we switch the class?"
Well,
So I wanted you to let people
I get
know.
that.
Yeah. How do you think this is helping you into your learning process? And then would you encourage somebody else also to be committed to what they're doing in order for them to become successful?
Well, when it comes to discipline, well, like there will be some times that your mentor will not be available for now for some reasons. So like I encourage that this will not stop you from music if that's still your desire. I would say look for YouTube tutorials that teaches music productions, like, or you could go for like Skillshare or Domestika, whatever course platform that you want to explore. And if you want to pursue a degree, I would still encourage you to do it. But in my case, I learned kind of like piano for a long time, so I kind of had like a musical background. So for me, I think going through a YouTube tutorial or whatever online course or going into private lessons, like I think that's good enough, even if you don't have much money to afford the music schools.
That's good.
So this like keep going. And whatever obstacles, like just go through the YouTube tutorials or well, who knows, like maybe you have like a music producer friend like in the future.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I think, wow, man. I love Chan.
Chan, man. It's just the fact that you showed up here on Afro Diaspora and tell us a little about art and because for me, I've met a lot of people who make beats based on just like different kind of genre. I've never met somebody who make beats that one can relate to anime or any relaxation how people study. So it's really been a pleasure, man, because now I have the mindset of that, because I remember making a song one day and I asked Major if he can do a little something in the beginning. I think I remember that song Champion.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of, because I've always been into that good intro of like, dramatic, like, what I'm saying, but
Yeah,
never mind. Too much explanation. But Chan,
it means epic, like when
Oh,
you
yeah,
make
yeah, like epic.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chan
So,
understand that very well.
but sometime I do like making rap music, pop rap music. So, but I always like some dramatic beginning on the beat of the song. So that's why I brought up Major, help me out with a little sound of that song. But the fact that you mentioned how creative you are, doing music that relax, those kind of different sounds, is really awesome. And I would encourage you to keep pushing it because you have a talent, man, and you gotta keep working hard for it. Same
Thank
thing
you.
as drawing. Same thing as drawing. I know it will definitely be a lot, contributing to your music and contributing to your career. So you gotta push it, keep going with that, man. So but we are definitely running out of time.
Wait. One more thing.
Yes, sir.
So about art, about doing both art and music.
Yeah.
So whichever full-time position comes out,
Yeah.
well, eventually, I might have to choose one of them.
That's true. That's true. But you got a lot of time too.
Yeah.
You can explore in many different ways and see which one suits you better.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll still like try to figure out like as I'm doing both, like
Right.
whichever area that God calls me to do.
There you go. There you go.
Beautiful, man.
Anything you want to add, Major, here?
Yeah. Just can you talk to us about your stuff that you know, where to find your music? Do you promote your music somewhere, or your art in general and things like that? Do you have anything like?
Oh wait, I forgot to bring you business cards.
Oh, you forgot that? Oh man.
I'm sorry, that was unprofessional of me. Forgive me. But I can still give you my Instagram, y'all. So basically, I have like 3 accounts, including my personal ones. So for art, you can go to like ChanTunes_designs, and for my music, go to CHANZY Beats on Instagram.
Instagram? Cool. Do you have a YouTube account too?
I do.
Cool.
In fact, I also started to upload some of them on Spotify too. Can't wait to release them more, especially if I have the finished ones.
Beautiful. Very nice. So thank you so much for joining Afro Diaspora Podcast, Chan. It was really a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And hopefully we can have you back again here so we can discuss a lot more about art and music and just life.
That'll be great.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So
before we finish,
yes, of course.
Can I get a chance to greet your dad? Because I feel like this is gonna be the first time he sees me.
My
right?
dad?
Yeah. This is gonna be the first time he sees me, right?
Yeah, like, well.
Can I just say hi?
Oh yeah, you can. Well,
that's beautiful.
in person would be nice.
In person would be nice.
Someday.
Yeah, that's good.
Or wherever you prefer.
Cool.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Chan.
Hey man, look, it's great having Chan out here, man. But I would like to invite everybody to stay tuned for our next guest. But don't forget to follow Chan on his journey with music, with art. Follow him on Instagram.
CHANZY Beats.
CHANZY Beats, man. He's gonna get it. So make sure y'all don't forget to follow my guy, man. So I would like to thank everybody for tuning in for today. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and share this podcast with anybody out there who has related to the topic that we discussed here. So thank you, Afro Diaspora family, for joining us, man. This is Chan Lee has been our guest for tonight. Thank you for being here. CHANZY.
Now we have
CHANZY. Yeah. Major right here, man. So I appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next one.